I'm not sure when your first exposure was to the Lincoln Navigator, but for me, it was 2004. Need for Speed Underground to modifying these massive SUVs that had no place in that video game. The Navigator and the Escalade. These two have been battling it out neck and neck for the last 20 years. Behind me is the brand new 2026 Navigator Black Label, top spec, the definition of American excess, a vehicle, a full-size 3-row SUV that is uniquely American. So in this highly niche but also competitive market here in North America, Lincoln has brought in for this new generation a ton of new tech. My question is though, is making luxury SUV buyers relearn how to operate their daily driver the best way to bring in new buyers and please existing buyers? Lincoln beat Cadillac to this segment, just barely, and the original Escalade was a response to this Navigator. Now, the original Navigator ended up outselling the Escalade, the first-gen Escalade, by a lot. I mean, the Navigator had a little bit longer of a production run, but nonetheless, ever since then, the Navigator has actually been playing catch-up. They have not been able to replicate the sales success compared to the Escalade of that first generation. So much like the Lotus Emira has been chasing the Porsche Cayman, the Navigator has been chasing the Escalade. Okay, the one I'm driving today is the long wheelbase version. It's 11 inches longer than the standard Navigator, which is just huge. Of course, it's based on the Ford Expedition, another body-on-frame SUV. So under the hood is a twin-turbo 3.5 liter V6, making 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. It's a lot. It's paired with a 10-speed automatic. So from a luxury perspective, it does exactly what it sets out to do. It's got just effortless torque. Yes, if you ask the 10-speed to downshift a few times at once, you stab the throttle and get it to downshift more than one gear, it takes a second. There we go. But for the most part, it just operates smoothly. It's kind of in the background, and that was Lincoln's goal here. And then on the luxury side of things, it has to ride well, and it does for the most part. It's very soft. It has adaptive suspension, no air suspension though, which I find a little bit strange. For the same money and less money in other SUVs, you would find air suspension and the ability to lower and raise the vehicle. Not here, and we'll get to price at the end of the video. That's when it really becomes concerning, but it rides really well. It's super comfortable, it's quiet, it's isolated. Generally, most of the time you don't hear the engine at all. We change our drive mode, especially to excite, you will hear a bunch of fake engine sound being pumped into the cabin. It almost sounds like a V8. It has like a deeper kind of rumble and resonance to it. The Yukon and Escalade, because of GM's mag ride, the body control in those vehicles are just better. If you go over large bumps with this, especially speed bumps, it kind of pitches a little bit and rocks back and forth after you've hit the bump, whereas the Yukon and the Escalade, they settle so quickly. That suspension is just dialed in so well. Of course, it's body on frame. Over big bumps, you're gonna feel some of that through the chassis, but it's tough to escape though. It's super isolated in here, super comfortable. For the most part, as a daily driver, steering's good. It's sharper than these SUVs would have been 20 years ago, but still, it takes quite a bit of steering input to get this thing to turn just because it is so big. And speaking of steering, one of the changes they've made is this flat top and flat bottom steering wheel. It's terrible. You can get away with it in a C8 Corvette a little bit more because the steering ratio is really quick, so you don't really have to move your hands off the wheel, but this is a daily driver. If I'm taking a 90-degree corner and I am moving my hands around this steering wheel, it's just awkward. It gets in the way. You never know when you're gonna hit this ridge, and it doesn't make any sense. This is not an improvement in any way from a driving perspective. Also, I know it's an SUV, but I am sitting way too high. If I was 6 foot or 6'1" or 6'2", I would almost have to duck below the ceiling. What ends up happening is you end up feeling more of those body movements the higher above the center of gravity you get. You are able to change the graphics on the screen, so as you go quicker, kind of a horizontal display of graphics continuously expands as you go faster and faster. It's very minimalist. It does enable me to just kind of keep my eyes on the road. I like that. However, it's not without issues, and we'll get to that in the interior. It's super comfortable. Brake feels good. Throttle response is good. And of course, it does have a 2-speed transfer case. It is standard 4-wheel drive, but with the Black Label, you get the max towing pack, which can tow up to 8,700 pounds with these 22-inch wheels. There are also 24-inch options, but that 2-speed transfer case unlocks what Lincoln calls just kind of a low-speed crawl mode. There is no traditional 4-high, 4-low selector here. It's just, that's what the drive mode is called. And then of course, you've got your low-speed crawl enabled. With the Black Label, you get a 30-way adjustable driver and passenger seat, including, and this is so unnecessary, 2 separate thigh controls. So for the height, I guess you could adjust it maybe because your left foot really isn't doing anything here. You could place that one lower and just change it. I don't know, but that's there. They've got a proper massage function, a ton of adjustability, just insane, more than you could ever ask for. You can get your perfect seating position here. And even when you turn off the vehicle, the thigh bolsters kind of part ways and allow you an easier exit. So the exterior of the Navigator, as you can see, has been completely redesigned. The front end looks really good. It's got that light bar that goes the whole way across. And with this special edition, you can see the front grille is completely blacked out. It's got the black accents that say Navigator on the side, as well as the roof and the moldings have also been blacked out. That's a very expensive special edition. We'll get to price at the end of the video, but of course it's based on the Expedition. Lincoln has knocked this design out of the park. This looks way better than the Expedition does, specifically when we come around to the back. You can only spec the Expedition in a 2-tone flavor. So here we've just got a simple light bar that goes across. It screams money, luxury, and definitely a vehicle that you might want to sit in the back seat of. So here's the split tailgate back here. The button's a little bit hidden just underneath the L there. So the top end comes up, and that makes it easy for your cargo to stay inside so it doesn't kind of fall out. And then the second benefit of this, of course, is tailgating. Let's go tailgating. So there's a little bit of carpet here. This is super useful. This is huge. I love that. On the left here, we've got our buttons, so I can just put down those two, or I can put down the right. It's all power, of course, goes down a bit slowly. Tons of room in the third row. Heated seats in the third row as well. And then with this Black Label, the leather actually extends all the way back to the third row. So you get comfort for all 3 rows, and the third row also reclines, which is huge. It's huge. I mean, it is the largest, one of the largest full-size SUVs on sale. Coming to the second row, retractable running boards. Those are nice. And of course, this leather treatment extends to the second row. This one's been spec'd with the Black Label center console, of course, because that comes standard with the Black Label. You've got 10.1-inch TV screens back here, HDMI hookups. You could hook up your Xbox, whatever. The second row does have a massage function with the Black Label, but don't get it twisted. It does not have the proper massage that the front row has. It is effectively pushing each section of lumbar, which it does have 3, which that's crazy in and of itself, but it's basically just pushing and rolling those in and out, whereas the front has a proper massage function and there's, you know, a bunch of pressure points coming out. It feels a lot nicer. So it's crazy back here. I mean, there is so much room back here. It is the place to be. Everything's not perfect though. I mean, take a look at this, okay? This is clearly broken off. There's a section of this that is supposed to cover these cup holders up and the wireless charger up that's somewhere down in there, stuck. And this is clearly just broken off, so that's kind of cheap and useless. So there is that, and there's a couple other touch points in here that just don't feel the best. I forgot to mention the color. It's sunrise copper metallic, looks incredible. This one has those 22-inch gloss black wheels. I would probably go for a different option, not gloss black, but regardless, great looking vehicle. The problems, however, stem from this new tech. So the previous generation Navigator had a ton of physical controls down here. Those are all gone for the most part. We'll start here. There is a screen down here for your climate control. It's all in the screen, of course. Biggest problem here, you see these vents? Yeah, you can't adjust those. Those are not adjustable. They've cut costs, saved money, and yeah, this is what you have to do. You have to dig through menus. Okay, not quite dig, but you have to do this. Take your eyes way off the road to adjust your vents. That's insane. That's a no for me. I would not be able to get behind this if I were to buy one of these. At the very least, there are these climate control buttons just in place all the time at the bottom of the screen here. You've got your cooled seats and everything there. So that's easy enough. This is a Google-based system. It's very easy to use. You get, with the Black Label, a 4-year subscription to kind of your data and whatnot, so you're able to watch YouTube. You can display that on the big screen up here. That's all well and good. It's responsive. It works very well, as it should. And then this one has the atmosphere theme. So here you can see these kind of etched in stars on the wood. The wood is actually very nice, and these stars, they're unique. It's not maybe what I would personally spec, but you've got good trim, and all the materials in here are actually really nice and well put together. Although I just got out of a Volvo V60 last week, if you guys watched that video, that was $100,000 less than this, and this steering wheel feels cheaper. So disappointing. Not only that, but there's no shape to it. Back here, it doesn't contour to your hand at all. There's no thumb grips up here. It's just, it feels like they just did not try in some details, and all of the effort went into this tech, the 48-inch screen. Okay, so this has a few options as far as customizability goes. We can change the theme. I like this one. It's got the stars and the red rocks. You have some customizability for your passenger, or for you if you so choose. So if you go down here, you can kind of move, let's say, a clock up there and replace your music, and that will go there. There's not too many options. You can put your tire pressure. It does look impressive. It looks great, and it has done the job of taking my eyes off the screen for the most part. Okay, for the most part. They're almost there. They're getting there. You've got a hard button down here for your 360 cam. That's all well and good, but that is unacceptable. It's not that it's so bad. It's actually, it's passable, but not for this price, not even close. These are touch controls here. You may have seen this in Expedition, but if I want to adjust my steering wheel, I have to go into a menu up there to adjust it and figure it out. Not only that, but sometimes these buttons, depending on where you press, don't always work to press them. Now, this I was able to get used to. I actually don't mind these controls all that much. They do kind of get your eyes off the steering wheel a little bit, but just traditional hard buttons would have done a better job. Just a traditional stock on the side of the steering wheel to adjust that would have been so much easier. So the Navigator starts at $119,000 Canadian or $92,000 US. This one as spec'd, brace yourselves, $170,000 Canadian. Now part of that is due to the fact that this one has been equipped with the Black Label Special Edition pack, which effectively is just gloss black trim on the exterior. That's $11,000 Canadian. I would not recommend speccing that. So I just cannot honestly recommend the Navigator Black Label or Special Edition in this segment. It is so expensive, and even if you're looking $15,000, $20,000 Canadian less than this in a Yukon Denali, you get features that this does not have. So that's where I would put my money. It would go in a Yukon Denali. If you want the more flashy option, of course, the Escalade is there for you. And in certain aspects, the Navigator has gone backwards compared to the previous generation. In other aspects, it has, pushed that level of luxury up to the next level. But the positives do not outweigh the negatives here, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our new podcast. It goes live every Thursday. The links for that will be in the description. We'll see you next time.